Hi guys, so whistle project re-demonstration, reteaching for you. This should be review for most of you if you've forgotten the process, or some of you who may have been absent. Our whistle requirement, it must whistle. I've already said before, I don't like to put my lips on it to make a sound. It's kind of gross when you're in this stage of the process. Plus I don't like to share germs, so blowing and testing it to where your mouth doesn't touch it is my suggestion. And then this piece is the mouthpiece. It's gonna point at this little angle right in here. See, it's so hard to see on video, but this is like a little 45-degree angle. Half the wind will blow out, the other half will blow into the hollow sphere, and it will make the noise. So that's the pivotal moment in this process. This is review for you guys in the sense that we've already done 2 pinch pots and scored and slipped them together to make our hollow sphere. So I'm going to make my second pinch pot. I started with 1 chunk of clay, divided it in half. This was an extra example. As I divided my clay in half, pinch pot here, we will score and slip these together. And this is review for you guys, again, because we did this once earlier in the year with our pumpkins or skulls. But even thickness as you're pinching your pinch pot, make sure you smooth your cracks if they start to happen. We don't want our walls to be too thick. The whistle will make a different sound depending on the size of this hollow cavity inside and the thickness of these walls. So we also don't want it too thin, because remember what happened to some of you guys? It collapsed for our pumpkin or sugar skull. So smoothing on the outside if I need to. We want a nice smooth inside. Yesterday in class, somebody started their project, and when they were blowing in and testing it out, when they were in this stage of the process, there was some slip in the middle here. We have to take our finger and like smooth it around, because the air doesn't want to like get stuck on the slip or the boogers. So there we go. This is the first one I made. This is my second one. Trying to make them decent, equal in size so they match up. And that'll be a good size sphere. We'll match those up. You guys scoring and slipping, some of you guys are fantastic, and others, I have body parts that are falling off. So I'm gonna repeat good scoring. It can be done quickly, but it has to be done well. So deep score marks, because we're creating the texture for scoring all the way around both pieces. So this project will require you guys to make this into an animal or character after you make it whistle. So that one pivotal moment I said is like the only technical moment in this project. Everything else is review for you guys. You've done this before, you've scored and slipped before, added things on. We just don't want heads or legs falling off for this project. So anyway, good scoring here and good scoring here. Hopefully this one will be fun. They'll all make different noises. Can't really predict the high-pitched or the low-pitched for this project so much, so just be happy with any whistle. And as we get to the mouthpiece part, we'll go over the tips on longer or shorter mouthpieces. So both good scoring. And slip, if it doesn't have enough water, make sure you add some water. I don't know if you can see that. And use your finger. I know kids like to use sticks, and I've seen that before, but the slip truly goes into the clay better when you have your finger, because you're like pushing it in with your flesh. So you need that slip to make this stick together. I got a little bit extra in there. So slip and score makes the clay stick together. Now, score and slip is a traditional ceramics term that every teacher will use in every school, every ceramic class. But when I say smush and seal the deal, score and slip and smush and wiggle and twist, this part right here creates the suction that I emphasize, because if we don't do this, it really truly might not stick. So we got to push it together, squish it together, and then seal the deal. So seal the deal is when we take this popsicle stick, we'll do the little X pattern over here, and then we'll make our little equator line go away. a little median line in the middle. And this one's gonna look a little bit rough for my demonstration because I wanna make sure I get to the point where we're adding that mouthpiece on. But making sure you have a nice hollow sphere, smoothing this out, and then making our mouthpiece. So this was one chunk of clay to start off with. We did, that's class about to start. So this is gonna be our mouthpiece. We're gonna wrap this around our popsicle stick and make it nice and tight around there. So we want the whole of our mouthpiece to be nice and clean in there. So for this one, it looks a little bit awkward on the front and the bottom. And all I do is I cut it like this with my paper clip to make a clean line to pull that off. And then if you wanted it even here, we can cut this and trim this down right here, make it a little bit more even. Okay, so what I'll do for this part, since I already have this demonstration made, I'm gonna show you the next step. So I'm gonna have to move this out of the way. Next step is lining this up. As you look through this hole, I don't know if I can see in the video, you wanna see it clean like that. So there's no boogers, it's nice and straight. As you look through with one eye, you're gonna look for this little angle right here. Boom. And I'm playing with my finger to make this angle nice and straight. So you can take your finger, this is like a 45-degree angle, you guys. So the mouthpiece is going to look in from the opposite side, and you're gonna see that angle in there with your eyes. So as I look through here, I'm gonna make sure it's nice and parallel until you get a nice whistle. So I just kind of messed up my line a little bit. That bell means we have about 5 more minutes. Once you get it to whistle and make a good noise, we're gonna make a mark. So as I'm looking and playing with this just tells you guys that you guys are gonna have, oh cool, it works. You guys are gonna have moments where it's not gonna work. You're gonna have to make sure you look through there, ask for help. If you guys get this, help others, because this part is the hardest part of the process. Then you're gonna draw a little line around here, boom, all the way around your mouthpiece, so you know where it fits. Draw a line around this side. Make a little mark right here so you know where the mouthpiece stops. Little mark over here on this side. So now you have to take it off, score and slip all the way around this line, score and slip here, score and slip all the way inside here, around and inside here. And then when you attach it, before you like seal the deal, you wanna make sure it still whistles as you place it in that position, okay? So after that, score and slip, make it look clean. Now you can start detailing and adding on arms, legs, tails, ears, whatever character you want this to be. The end.